Join me, John Randall, at the North American Banking Company Minnesota Golf Show, February 13th through the 15th. It's your chance to try out the newest clubs and equipment from the biggest names in golf. Improve your game with free lessons and clinics from PGA pros. And when you're done, relax at the 19th Hole Lounge with your favorite post-round beverage.
Tickets on sale now at mngolfshow.com. Save $3 with advanced purchase. Each ticket includes 14 free greens fee passes at area courses. Learn more at mngolfshow.com.
Josh Arnold, investment consultant, brings you Garage Logic Podcast number 1691. January 9th, 2026. 49 degrees was the record high on this day on two occasions, 2002 and 2012. 32 below on this day in 1977. Do yourself a favor and call Josh Arnold for a free 49-minute consultation, right?
48.
48.
Yeah. He'll give you an extra minute.
For you, he'd give you an extra minute.
Call Josh at 952-925-5608.
Hail the flashlight king.
And now, from the mayor's office above the boathouse on the east shore of Spoon Lake, it's Garage Logic with Chris Reavers manning Technology Corner, Kenny Olson from the Krabby Coffee Shop, John Heidt in the newsroom, and of course, the rookie. Here is your flashlight king, fireworks commissioner, and the keeper of common sense, your mayor, Joe Souchere.
Well, we're short about 36 to 48 listeners, all of whom will never listen again.
They signed off yesterday?
Based on the emails. And
I don't know why you wouldn't. It's okay if you don't agree with them, but you're going to get a shot of common sense.
I got it.
Oh, you want me to defend you?
I got it.
The official publicist of Joe Souchere.
I felt, what a great time to be
we're good.
Top drawer sycophant.
Got her handled, he says.
We're good. We're good.
Thank you.
I continue to believe that nothing can happen in this country again without it being burdened by political ideology.
Agreed.
So no matter what, if a volcano erupted, it would be interpreted through political ideology. I'm not making this up. This is the way this country is.
Which, based upon where we're headed, she's about time, right, for that volcano?
My friend Jesse Ventura said we're a third world country. And I know what he meant, but the way I would interpret that is we're a third world country because we're trapped by political ideology and not facts or reality. Everything that now happens in this country, that's how polarizing Trump is. It's just amazing. It's just you either see it the way Trump does or you see it the way a Marxist does. This country is...
I'm glad you said that last part. You're right. Yeah. And those hearings in Washington this week is a prime example of...
they were just a ridiculous... they were symptomatic of the breakdown of the political process. It's just. There's a piece in the National Review. I was just alerted to it late. Where is it? It's right here. Written by Jeffrey Blehar, who I've never heard of. And he wrote this on January 7th at 8:28 p.m. at night. It's late, and I'm tired. Specifically, I am tired of Minnesota. And then, for some reason, the printer disappointed me, and
no,
I don't have what I need to have. I'm simply done with Minnesota. It keeps resurfacing in the national news like a bad penny. Trump just banned pennies. Can he ban Minnesota? I'm not a superstitious man, but I suspect it's time to write their experiment in statehood off as a loss and revert it to a non-voting territorial status, or maybe trade it to Canada for Alberta plus a province to be named later. Between the bookends of the Floyd riots and Tim Walz's sudden implosion, it feels like every time I turn my head, yet another national disaster is tumbling forth from what we now know to be one of the worst run states in the Union. And to speak selfishly, if nothing else, that means they're stealing Illinois' limelight. I've had it up to here with the third-tier Minnesota State dominating national news when we deserve to. Illinois once cornered the regional market on headline-grabbing criminal political behavior, but we earned it the honest way after over a century of hard work. Meanwhile, these guys are just stumbling into one national civic disaster after another with no plan. I know that some of our readers may hail from the land of 10,000 lakes, so I want to say this as gently as possible. To hell with your state. We gave your weird Scandinavian hinterland a shot, and it looks like it just didn't work out. Despite being anonymously ensconced in the iciest and least hospitable regions of the far north, you have completely bungled it by repeatedly showing up in national news with negative headlines. Granted, Minnesota once had its good moments, particularly back in the 80s. I used to like it back then, and I knew of it only as the birthplace of Prince, The Replacements, and my favorite television show of all time. But that's over now. Now Minneapolis has become, despite all expectation, an open sore upon the Midwest that even my own hometown can't top. He must be from Illinois.
He's from Chicago.
He's from Chicago.
Wow.
Boy, I wish I would have thought to write this. I'm going to figure out a way to write the same thing, only different, obviously. This is fantastic. This is fantastic. I am sick of Minnesota, too. It's a good way to put it. I'm tired of us. We're failure after failure after failure, aren't we? Mm-hmm. We really are.
Not only that, I'm sick of whatever I have to say about it.
May I?
I am too, Kenny.
When you say us, are you sick of the five of us as well, or are you just saying the collective us?
Well, there's warmth in collectivism, Chris. So maybe I mean the lot of us, as the Brits would say. The entire lot of us.
Noted.
I'm tired of Minnesota. We used to, I don't know what we used to be, but we weren't this. What the hell were we?
We were left alone.
Nobody paid any attention.
Yeah, we were. I was proudly a part of flyover country.
Yes.
Yeah.
We could get away with anything. We're from Minnesota.
Exactly.
Nobody cared about us.
Well, you make a great point. Remember how excited we always used to get oh, gee, look they put the Metrodome on national TV.
Yeah, we were rubes to the first degree.
We like it here.
We love it here.
Yes.
We had that painted
Horrible.
on that bleeping dump of a Metrodome.
Yeah.
We like it here.
Ooh.
What the hell happened? What the hell happened to us? It's a shit show.
Oh, boy.
It's over.
Yep.
And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it.
Rook, you guys hiring at the airport?
Yep.
Yeah.
Hurry before that's gone, too. They're picking up Uber Somalis left and right.
Only good thing about the airport is it's a means to get the hell out of here.
True.
Oh, my God.
Let me tell you something. Back in the early 80s, we had an all-star game in Minneapolis.
Remember it well.
In which Pat and I worked hard to get Bob Dylan to sing the anthem.
What a great idea.
He didn't, which is understandable. Bob has left Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
He might keep a farm here for investment purposes, but I think his brother runs it. He doesn't hang around.
Got it.
I think I understand better now why Bob doesn't have fond thoughts about hemming. But back to the All-Star game. They played it in the worst dump ever built for professional sports, called the Hubert H. Humphrey Metrodome. It was pathetic. It was cheap. It fell apart every time it snowed. It was dreadful. Had to be done, though. Oh, yeah. Had to be done to keep the teams. So Mike Lynn told Calvin, you're going downtown whether you like it or not.
Mm.
And Calvin, he had no options.
None.
So he went downtown, and you got a ballpark. Well, you have a ball team now playing in a football stadium. So when you watched a baseball game, either your left or right cheek went numb on you because you had to turn a certain way in those shitty chairs to sit there in that dump. But during the All-Star game, I'm getting to my point. It's taking me a bit of time.
By the way, the lone twin was Tom Brunansky.
During the All-Star game, the very colorful, up-to-date, modern scoreboard out in center field showed outdoor pictures. Remember, we're sitting inside on one of the most beautiful summer nights of that particular summer. It was gorgeous and lovely. And they showed the lakes, and people were sailing little craft on what was then called Lake Calhoun. And they showed sailboats sailing around what is still called Lake Harriet, because we haven't found enough yet to indict her for anything. She was the wife of somebody who apparently didn't own a slave. It's now called And then they showed Lake Minnetonka, and then they showed up north, and I don't know, somebody crop dusting or whatever, and it was all green and blue and beautiful, and then we kept chanting, "We like it here," even though we're trapped in this dump. If it rains hard tonight, this dump will collapse. But it didn't rain. It was one of the loveliest nights of the summer. And I don't know where I'm going with this, except back then we were still stupid, and we didn't know what was happening to us. And then I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened to us.
I don't care what you're saying. Just keep doing it in this tone because it's really calming me down.
Then in 2010, we got the outdoor stadium. I was fired for saying we should have an outdoor stadium, but I'll be damned if I wasn't proven correct. Isn't that something? And they built the Target field, and we had another All-Star game. And it was another beautiful night, but there was a clue. There was a clue offered that evening to what was happening to us. I'm not sure any of you might remember this, but there was a clue offered. I believe it was a wonderful All-Star game, another beautiful summer evening in Minnesota, when it was able to be shown to the nation what a lovely, lovely summer evenings we have, because they think we're wearing mucklucks in July. You know what a muckluck is?
I do know what a muckluck is.
We had mucklucks on. But there's something happened that evening that we should have taken more careful note of. Fireworks were shot off after the game. And the newly entrenched downtown residents of really expensive converted warehouses, and they loved to convert them so the pipes shone and you had bare brick walls, and it was very funky. They complained about the fireworks. They complained about the fireworks in a state that once had an that was the second outdoor All-Star game. We also had the All-Star game in 1965.
85.
Then we had it. We also had it in 65, Chris.
Yes, sir.
And then it was a great year. 65, Minnesota had a great year. Great year. And then we had it again in I think it was 85.
85? Yep.
85 it was.
And then back outdoors in 2014. And by then, enough rottenness must have happened that people complained about the fireworks because it was past their bedtime, and suddenly that became a hullabaloo.
One of the highlights of that story was you reading the quote from the young lady that said, "It scared my dog."
Yeah, they had
in the Star Tribune story.
Yeah,
I remember that.
It scared my dog because people in Minnesota don't have children anymore; they have dogs. Mm-hmm. And we've elected legislators who have dogs and not children. And they have dog parks now.
It's a dog park.
And fast forward to 2025, and what are we now?
Right now, we're fraud-ridden. We're surrounded by immigration control enforcement that's scaring the hell out of people. We have one person dead. I know that you weigh that with your political identity. If you think she should be shot, then that's Trump. If you think she shouldn't have been shot, then you're a Marxist communist.
And there's no middle ground.
There's no middle ground, which I tried to point out yesterday. There still is a middle ground, but no, about 36 to 48 of you did and kindly email me and said you're done. Many of you I emailed back and said you'll listen every day and you know it, but that's neither here nor there.
Joe.
We have the worst run government in the country. We have the worst governor in the country, the worst lieutenant governor in the country. God help us all if that lieutenant governor who wears a knife dripping with blood on her shirt, which I think suggests cutting genitalia. So people can become different genders.
Because the language was protect trans lives.
Yeah,
or kids. Sorry, protect
because
trans
she's
kids.
a beauty. She's just a sweetheart. And God help us if that person gets any foothold in the state. But something happened to us, and we're all tired of it. Something happened in Minnesota. It doesn't work anymore. It's not a pleasant place to be. The government cannot be trusted. The federal government can't be trusted. I think that's enough show for today.
All right, we'll wrap her up here. Those of you that want to go to garagelogic.com.
Cal Freilich reminds me of one of the great lines that George Orwell had in the book 1984. Mm-hmm. The party told you to reject the evidence of your eyes and ears. It was their final, most essential command. I've been asked by Christy Noem. Wednesday, I was asked by Christy. And Christy's tough to say no to.
I'll see.
But I was asked by Christy to reject the evidence of my own eyes. I will not. And because I won't, I've lost as many as 48 million listeners.
Yep.
I will not reject the evidence of my own eyes. Although, as things change, now we're at 48 hours. 48 hours. Can I trade you the first shot he fired through the windshield, which suggests he was in the front of the car? Can I trade you that for the two he didn't need to fire through the driver's side window? Can I trade you those two?
He didn't.
It doesn't balance out anything. She's still dead.
No.
But after 48 hours, the initial shot becomes debatable. Whereas yesterday I said that wasn't even debatable. The other two are not debatable, and I will not reject the evidence of my own eyes. That's after 48 hours. I don't anticipate much changing. How much more video evidence can be discovered?
Well, we do have a new one from courtesy of Alpha News that surfaced this morning.
Which is obviously a body-worn camera.
Yeah.
From some sort of law officer. What I have a hard time doing, Joe, is putting myself in the position of the shooter and the driver. Mm-hmm. I don't know what was in either one of their minds, and I just can't make a decision or make an assumption based on that. All I am is an observer of videotape, and I don't trust my own instincts to come out on either side.
Well, who do you choose then to make that decision for you?
That's a good point, and I don't know that I have an answer. But you're
because
absolutely right.
If you choose Christy Noem to make that decision for you, there is the inconvenient truth that during her press conference Wednesday afternoon, she started by saying, clearly this woman was impeding ice events and blocking traffic. She was impeding what was happening. And then
the mayor,
5 sentences later, Kristi Noem is saying, we don't have any facts. We're waiting for all of. Well, Kristi, were you waiting to have your? I imagine that Kristi would have been had her facts corroborated by her superiors. She gave facts and then wanted to tell me she didn't have any. So,
but then on the other hand, Joe, on the other side of that coin, the mayor was also making wild assumptions.
Absolutely.
Use the F word.
But I don't trust the mayor of Minneapolis, and I don't trust the city councils in St. Paul. The jury's out on Keoli Her. Although the plowing is a bad sign.
Mm-hmm. But wasn't it a good idea to shut down Minneapolis public schools, specifically Roosevelt, so those kids could be outside protesting versus be inside a secure building while they were learning?
Look, protesting kids is meaningless, Matthew.
I agree.
Protecting their lives at all costs is what's important.
So keep them in school.
Well, then I think Rookie accidentally has a point.
I don't think we need to say accidentally. I think he was making a point.
It's okay.
No, you're right. They're safer inside.
Right.
Plus, a lot of kids. I noticed this. This is something I noticed about Minnesota as we've continued to devolve into nothingness. A lot of kids go to school wearing pajamas, and I don't like that. I'm sorry. I'm old-fashioned, I guess. I think you should wear trousers. In fact, I'd even pull them up and cinch them with a belt. But no, I saw a lot of kids yesterday in these. What unmistakably to me, of course, I'm trusting my own eyes again, so I'm probably wrong. They were wearing pajama bottoms. These checkered, loose-fitting pajama bottoms.
Maybe it was PJ Day. Sometimes my kids have PJ Day.
I'm wearing a pair of sweatpants right now.
Yeah, but you're not in school, and we don't see you.
Speaking of Roosevelt, can I do a shout-out to someone? I just want to do a shout-out.
You're going to, no matter what I say.
Yes.
It wouldn't have mattered what he had said.
To a former head of state here that doesn't listen to the podcast.
Never.
And that may or may not have been a graduate of Roosevelt. We'd love to have you on Monday, and even though you don't listen to the show
He never listens to me.
Never. But
In fact, how many times has he written Joe saying, I'm never listening again?
He always knows what he's talking about when I call him. Love to have him on the show. He's got a whole bunch of stuff to say, but he's sometimes just a child. And I love him.
I love Roosevelt. That was my son's alma mater, and he lives very close to Roosevelt right now.
I wonder how long before they scrubbed the name Teddy's. Teddy Roosevelt had to do something wrong, didn't he?
When he was in the thick forest.
He must have done something. He must have harmed the environment.
Pushed a native or something like that. Yeah. Get out of my way.
I know, Chris, I'm going to get to you right away because I know that you're a patient guy. But I'll tell you in a moment. Winter's here. What? And damn if it ain't slippery everywhere, isn't it?
Yeah.
Buy some salt, people. And don't go out there with your little salt shaker of table salt.
Anyway, garage door.
Winter's here. You got to get your garage door taken. If you need a new garage door, call Precision Garage. Precision Garage Door. They have models for every budget. They send out a designer. It would really take care of your problems. And $500 off now on the purchase of a door and the operator combination. If you like your door and you want to guarantee that it gets you through the winter, and you're thinking she's making some funny noises and you don't want to get trapped in there, book a noisy door tune-up special with Precision Door for $149. Save yourself some money. They'll safety inspect that baby diagnostically and tell you if you're going to make it through the winter or not. Stay ahead of this winter. It's real, and Precision Door will help you. Book online at Precision Door MN, one word, precisiondoormn.com. Or call 612-263-6985 to schedule your free on-site new door estimate or book a noisy door tune-up special with Precision Door.
Who doesn't love this time of year? Football playoffs are here, and Underdog is the best place to get in on all the action. Underdog is so easy, you just pick if your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like touchdowns, rushing yards, receptions, and more. If you get your picks right, you could win up to 5,000 times your cash. So many great players to choose from this time of season, but the way I look at it, I think Matthew Stafford to go higher on yards passing is always a good way for me to go, and Saquon Barkley's a nice pick to go higher on rushing yards. So what are you waiting for? Download the app today and use promo code GARAGE to score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code GARAGE. Underdog. Make picks. Win money.
Must be 18 plus. 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska. 19 plus in Colorado for some games. 21 plus in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
See, I found something that might surprise you. I always check on these stories because it kind of reinforces my belief that a lot of the people who have ascended to a political stature have been really, really corrupted by the failed academy. Mm-hmm. Seriously, they develop a contempt for this country. They develop a contempt for the founders of this country because they had the inconvenience of being white males. They think we were an imperialistic group of thugs who just pillaged our way across the universe, and they come out of the failed academy ready to take care of things for us because they become professional activists and then run for office and get elected because we haven't been paying attention. Right. You with me so far?
So far, boss.
A Nebraska state senator caught on video removing portraits of America's founders from a hallway in the state capitol is defending her actions. Democratic State Senator Michaela Kavanaugh
You're right there. Okay.
Was shown on Capitol security footage taking down portraits from an exhibit celebrating the 250th anniversary of America's founding. The exhibit was provided by nonprofit PragerU. That's Dennis Prager. And included images of signers of the Declaration of Independence and prominent women in American history, according to Governor Jim Pillen, who criticized the lawmaker for taking it down. Celebrating America during our 250th year should be a moment of unity and patriotism, not divisiveness and destructive partisanship, Pillen wrote. I am disappointed in this shameful and selfish bad example. Kavanaugh told KETV7 Omaha that she removed the portraits because she believed they violated the rules and regulations of the state capitol and did not believe they had been approved. She cited Rule 4.07, which limits displays to the first floor rotunda for a 1-week period in most cases and prohibits leafleting within the state capitol or its grounds. You want to bet she would have approved a satanic Christmas tree or whatever?
Probably, yep.
The surprise part is coming up.
Oh.
I don't even know what the pictures were. I wasn't really paying attention as I was taking them down. I just took them down, Kavanaugh said, denying her actions were political. Well, you're lying. I will say that I know that the picture that he tweeted is not one of the ones that I took down because I saw it in a different hallway. The progressive lawmaker, no, she's a far-left crackpot, later told the Lincoln Journal-Star that she tried not to damage the artwork and contacted the Nebraska State Patrol to let them know where the portraits could be found. The portraits were returned by 3 p.m. Wednesday. The State Patrol said Wednesday that no citation was issued and no apparent damage was done to the art, according to the report, and returned the posters to the Capitol Commission. And PragerU published a video of the incident. I saw the video. I saw this buffoon taking the pictures down. An elected servant violating freedom of speech, civil discourse, and most importantly, a unified attempt to celebrate our shared history. Shameful, disappointing, and dangerous. PragerU host Jill Simonian wrote. What else do I have here on her? I'm getting to the surprise part. That's about it. Just another typical legislator of the kind we have her. So I looked her up just for fun.
Just for the hell of her kicks and giggles.
She was born in 1979. What's that make her? 46?
Yep.
Well, she'll be 46 on January 17th.
Oh, my birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Jay.
She was born in Washington, D.C. She's the daughter of former Nebraska state legislator and U.S. Rep. John Joseph Kavanaugh III. She attended Marion High School in Omaha, Nebraska, and our own, the University of St. Thomas.
Hoorah!
All
Roll
right.
Tommies!
Graduating with a Bachelor of Arts in Sociology. I'm sorry, and no disrespect to all of you who got Bachelors of Arts in Sociology, but who are you kidding? She went on to graduate school at the University of Nebraska, Omaha, and obtained her master's in public administration. All right. She's married. They got 3 kids. That's a point in her favor.
They have college classes to teach you how to be a politician.
I guess so.
Gee whiz.
She's a state senator for Nebraska's 9th legislative district. That's really all I know about her, but I was terribly interested to see that she's a graduate of our own failed University of St. Thomas. She's a big family leave proponent.
Sure.
In fact, she introduced a bill that would provide up to 6 weeks of paid leave to care for a relative and up to 12 weeks of paid personal medical leave and paid maternity-paternity leave.
Has she used any yet?
I wonder.
Isn't Nebraska a very strong Republican state, is it not? Pretty sure it is.
Not as strong as you think.
Well, I thought it was.
The maximum benefit would be 66% of the state's average weekly wage. The bill was stalled as a result of opposition from other senators who were concerned about the bill's cost. Up to $172 million a year, according to the Legislative Fiscal Office, and described the bill as progressive socialism at its worst. Well, that's exactly what it is. But I got news for you, Nebraska. You're getting off cheap at $172 million. Kavanaugh became the first senator to breastfeed on the Capitol floor. That's a first.
Big deal.
That's a
natural.
Did you get
Come
a plaque
on.
for that?
I think there's a plaque up in the hallway
What
for
is
her.
that?
Upon discovering that there were no designated private spaces for women to breastfeed or pump in the Capitol building, and again, one of my favorite memories of GL when GL was being broadcast in a real state was the gal who called and told us about her husband going out to the garage and he had assembled a bunch of parts. He went to Axeman. He built her a breast pump.
Yes.
Okay, that's GL. That's when Minnesota wasn't. That's when we weren't tired of it.
That's when I think Jeremy was filling in for me that day and talking about painting like the shark teeth on it.
Yeah,
yeah.
And it made a noise.
Yes. Turn it on high.
Okay, well, she did something about this absence of a breastfeeding location, and she got a little room. All 14 female senators in the Nebraska legislature signed on. Although the bill languished in the Government, Military, and Veterans Affairs Committee, the Nebraska Capital Commission purchased a lactation station and set up space near the south entrance of the building. All right. She also was very active in the LGBTQB2134ZFWA33 plus rights movement. There's a bill called Let Them Grow Act, which would prohibit, let's see. In February of 23, State Senator Kathleen Koth introduced LB 574, known as the Let Them Grow Act, which would prohibit transgender health care for individuals under the age of 19. Kavanaugh, our gal, our St. Thomas gal, Tommy, a staunch supporter of transgender rights, pledged to prevent any bill from passing by filibustering all the bills. She said if this legislature collectively decides that legislating hate against children is our priority, then I'm going to make it painful for everyone. And that she would burn this session to the ground. Boy, she'd make a great legislator in Minnesota. She's
bring her on. Let's go. She fit right in.
She would fit right in. Her filibuster lasted more than 3 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Yikes.
during which she spoke about numerous topics unrelated to legislation, including Girl Scout cookies, Omaha's best donuts, and the plot of the film Madagascar. On March 16, Kavanaugh and the Speaker of the legislature, John Arch, reached a deal in which the bill would be debated on the floor. The bill reached cloture. What's cloture mean, John? C-L-O-T-U-R-E. Cloture?
Cloture?
Cloture.
Let's see.
On March 23rd, which allowed it to advance to the second of 3 rounds of debate. The legislature adopted the rule changes on March 28 in order to limit the filibustering ability, yet Kavanaugh and State Senator Megan Hunt had said they would continue to use all their abilities to prevent bills from passing. The bill was signed into law on May 22nd, 2023. The provisions relating to transgender health care took effect October 1. Following the bill's passage, Kavanaugh, Hunt, and John Frederickson founded a political action committee called Don't Legislate Hate. I don't think hate has anything to do with it, but there's no getting through to the likes of Kavanaugh. The Political Action Committee said they will support lawmakers who oppose legislation which negatively targets the LGBTQ plus blah, 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 blah community. Okay. Anyway, she's taken down pictures of the founders. Now, I loathe just stumbling across these stories, but generally speaking, I'm going to place the blame on the failed academy.
Okay.
I'm going to place she didn't study anything that I would consider terribly meaningful. I'm sorry, that's just the way I feel about it. And she really must have absorbed a great deal of vitriol from professors or fellow students or whatever, thinking that this is just a really lousy country. And so she's walking in the halls of her Capitol there in Lincoln, and she sees these old white guys with their powdered wigs who founded the country, and she took it upon herself to take those down. And she managed to find a rule that she thought that violated. So
the cloture means to end debate and lead to a vote.
Yeah, that's what that is.
Means. There's also some background on this story.
Yeah.
That maybe tells why she was doing it. This apparently was very controversial in Nebraska for a while because the Founders Museum is not popular with historians and et cetera.
Yeah.
And apparently, so I'm guessing that's how she found out about it. And, she's saying she's lying if she didn't know what she took down because it already had been a controversy before she ever took anything off the walls. So
plus Prager's name is attached to it.
Yeah.
I bet that's a big reason why it's okay. You're right.
American Historical Association has come out against the display.
Oh, I wonder why.
It says it blurs the line between reality and fiction. It has apparently clips of like John Adams talking, AI.
Well, so what? I mean, that's AI.
It's using comments that apparently come from Ben Shapiro.
Well, and Disneyland's got talking animals.
Wait a minute. Wait.
What are you going to do?
Wait, you talked over John. It's got clips of John Adams saying whose words?
Ben Shapiro.
Oh, well Joe,
now
come on.
I do have trouble with that.
Come on. No.
It should have been my words in his mouth.
I don't, unless you're Quentin Tarantino, I'm not down with rewriting history, okay?
Is that akin to...
Now, if John Adams was AI speaking his own words, I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Cool, yeah.
That'd be like the Wax Museum show at Disney World.
Well, they got talking alligators and stuff there at Swampland or whatever.
Right.
Hey, buddy, how you doing today?
Because they have that at Keystone. By the Mount Rushmore. They have the president one.
Right.
It's really cool.
The President's Hall.
Are you hearing their voices?
Yeah, in fact, we were there
this is George
2023. They did have one of Trump.
Well, you get Trump, you can get his voice, but I think it would be tough to get Lincoln's.
Would you like to see my wooden teeth trick?
Are any of them talking about getting a good cup of coffee at a reasonable price? That's what I want to know.
Yeah. Tell me the Christmas blend is still around, Kenny.
It might be. You'll have to get on the website, customroasting.net. And GLers, keep in mind, if you're watching on YouTube, every time I lift this old, rugged, beat-up coffee mug to my face, I'm drinking a very good cup of coffee from customroasting.net. You might think, I know I did, I thought I was at the top of the coffee elitist list because I'd been drinking French roast from another company for 100 years, but then I tried the French roast from Custom Roasting. I found out their blend is way better, way smoother than any other blend I'd ever had. Now, here's a tip. If you're going to go there for the very first time and you like coffee, you don't know what you want to try, click on the Garage Logic tab. We've got a starter package there, a nice sampler that includes 4 10-ounce bags, starting at the how do I put it, the least darkest, all the way up to the French roast. We're talking the morning blend. That's smooth and easygoing. Boundary Waters, Columbia Excel. So you're getting a little darker there. And then, of course, the best French roast you'll ever taste. You might find out, like I did, it's a life changer. So try that if you haven't before. Fresh hand roasted coffee delivered right to your door. And that could be either whole bean or ground. A good cup of coffee, a reasonable price. CustomRoasting.net.
Reavers here once again for my guy, Mr. Money Talk, Josh Arnold. Does thinking about retirement make you uncomfortable? Well, sometimes the anxiety from wondering if you've saved enough can be overwhelming. But what if I told you that you could ease those tensions in just 48 minutes? Well, Mr. Money Talk is going to be able to sit down with you and get you on the right track for your financial future. Josh has navigated it all when it comes to uncertain market and economic conditions, and he'll always provide straight talk, never sugar-coated advice on how to reach the finish line with your retirement goals. Don't let your financial worries give you an ulcer or keep you from calling Josh right now. His 48-minute, no-obligation consultation could be just what you need to feel better about your future. Call Josh today at 952-925-5608 and set up your free 48-minute, no-obligation consultation. That's 952-925-5608.
Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC, a security investment advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice.
Chris Reavers is a paid endorser.
Here's a man who spends hours in hardware stores, sifting through the nuts and bolts of life. Joe Souchere.
How much of those cashews are left, by the way?
Not many.
And the
almonds are going fast.
Brooks wolfing them down as the show is going on.
I got a present from my
Can we do this and get going here?
We are nuts, and we are nuts. MN.com, a wonderful family-run operation making hand batch snacks right here in the great state of Minnesota. Joe Souchere. Cashews, cinnamon toffee peanuts are a crowd favorite in the Reavers household, but also the savory snack mix with wasabi is fantastic. But you know what? See the entire lineup for yourself at wearenutsmn.com, and you can get them all at Fratelloni's Hardware and Garden Stores, Max Hardware, Lunds and Byerly's, Kowalski's Markets, Cub Foods, Quick Trip, and also at Coburn's, Matthew.
Days of gluttony are not over. NFL playoffs, the Super Bowl. Stock up right now with We Are Nuts.
Rookie's looking for an excuse. WeAreNutsMN.com. Place your order and let them know you heard about them on the Garage Logic podcast.
Here is John Heidt.
Thank you, Joe. This news brought to you by North American Banking Company. And Chris, as an addendum to your spot, yesterday, County Market in Andover.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I keep
forgetting to mention County Market.
Peanuts. So you can get them at the County Market up there.
Thank you, Johnny.
Let's talk local news first. The city of Minneapolis removed street barriers to keep emergency routes open near where Renee Good was shot. A community memorial had grown at 34th Street and Portland Avenue, where she was killed by a U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement officer. The community has held several vigils at the site over the past few days. The city says they will keep a memorial in place and continue to clean around it, but they intend to keep the street clear to make sure fire and medical crews can still reach people quickly. Streets in the area had been blocked by members of the community and no vehicles could get through.
I have a question. We watched the video courtesy of Alpha News. Gabe alerted us to it earlier. my opinion has changed slightly after watching that video for two reasons. And we'll link it to the GL page, by the way. When she attempts to leave, the girlfriend is not in the vehicle with her.
Okay.
She's filming this incident. Yeah. So when you see the officer's body cam footage, she's attempting to leave without the girlfriend in it. Thus, it looks, in my estimation, it looks like she hits this officer. Doesn't justify the shooting, doesn't justify her death. What I'm saying is that to me suggests she wasn't trying to leave if the girlfriend's not in the car with her.
Yeah, I don't want to get into it. I'm tired of it.
I see what you're saying, yes.
I have a question.
Oh.
When ICE agents show up on Main Street, serious question. They show up on Main Street where there's a series of apartment buildings, and they want to go in there. How do they, who's tipping them off? How do they know that there might be an illegal in those apartment buildings?
Yeah. That's the $1 million
Where's that
question.
coming from?
One would suggest either the landlord and or local law enforcement. I don't know. I have no idea.
But if they're working at an establishment, ICE would have no reason to know unless they knew that Phil Johnson is an illegal alien and he's working at McDonald's on Payne Avenue and lives at 123.
Well, I told you guys yesterday, I watched an ICE agent pull a vehicle over on a highway I travel every day. And I'm going to guess because he pulled up next to them, must have ran my plate and their plate, and he cut right in between both of us and pulled that car over.
They want to get into schools, too. Who's blowing the whistle on fourth grader Miguel?
Yeah,
who's setting that up?
I don't know.
I've seen a number of traffic stops in the morning by federal. They just say federal agents, so I just always jump to the conclusion that it's ICE.
Yeah.
But I never tweet anything about it or mention it.
A lot of store ones, too, I've noticed. Up here in our area, the Walmart, there's been several ICE stops where they check people are going in or out of a store.
And Facebook has completely changed. That's all it is ICE, left and right, both sides, just going back and forth. I can't stand it. I need more recipes.
I have 20 people that let me know where ICE is every
You
minute
guys,
of the day.
you've got to train your algorithms. I have the best I love my Facebook. It's all kitty videos and puppy videos and horse videos.
You're a little Pomeranian?
These are all friends, Kenny, and they post it. So
I don't have any
I don't
friends
click
either,
on it.
John. I don't have any friends. That's the secret to happiness. No friends.
Don't have friends.
He doesn't have friends.
In other news, Minnesota state and city leaders are calling for the FBI to allow the Minnesota BCA to coordinate with its investigation involving that shooting. Drew Evans, superintendent, said his agency had initially sought to investigate the shooting. On Thursday, Evans said the U.S. Attorney's Office had reversed course. Now, local leaders are requesting that the BCA be brought back into the fold and be allowed to collaborate with the FBI on the investigation. Governor Tim Walz said that barring state agencies from the investigation would make it harder for Minnesotans to trust the FBI's findings when the investigation concludes. During a news conference on Thursday, Kristi Noem said the BCA does not have the jurisdiction to investigate the shooting. Meanwhile, an erroneous comment about the whole case from Vice President J.D. Vance is under scrutiny today. Vance said at a White House press conference yesterday that the agent has absolute immunity in the shooting. Multiple legal experts and reports say that is not legally accurate. Apparently, his absolute immunity framing does not match how immunity for federal officials works in state law cases, and ICE officer does not have absolute immunity from any charges. Those accounts pointed instead to a narrower defense, sometimes invoked by federal officers, known as the Supremacy Clause immunity, when a federal official is acting within lawful federal duties and the conduct is necessary and proper. Even then, the reporting said the protection is not absolute immunity, and it's not automatically available just because an officer is a federal employee.
And that's, I think, part of what is getting lost here, because there are some in town that want him to be prosecuted on the state level. Well, that can't happen, right? Because this was a federal operation.
I don't know. I don't care anymore.
Okay.
I'll answer for you. I think you're correct.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
From the Star Tribune, we talked about this on and off air already a lot today. Former Minnesota Governor Jesse Ventura applauding the students and staff at Roosevelt High School for standing up for freedom and America, in his words, and subtly hinted he may once again be interested in running for governor.
Go, Jesse.
America has a stupidity problem.
It does.
That's what I told Rook today.
Jesse said, I was leading a nice quiet life. You've injected me back into this and will probably make me the governor of Minnesota.
He absolutely looks like a homeless meth
I have
dealer.
my white beard.
Yeah.
I'd had a couple of Santa rolls down at Brookdale and Burnsville.
He just doesn't look good. He's looking old.
I haven't shaved.
Yeah, he'll shave.
Have you passed the mirror?
If you know what I
Joe?
mean.
No.
You look like you're Santa Claus, too, if you grew a beard.
I myself try to avoid mirrors at all costs.
Governor, would you have to reestablish residency in the great state of Minnesota?
He's never left.
I'm off the grid. I'm on the...
You have a residence here, don't
it's
you?
6 months equal, so I'm a resident of both.
Okay.
So Reusse would not call you a tax dodger.
If Reusse does, because that's what I call him, Reusse, I would come after him and his little fat ass with his busted up knee, trying to climb up the stairs like a little baby, crying for his mama.
Anyway, you were at Roosevelt.
The former governor.
I was just checking out what was for lunch.
A 69 graduate of Roosevelt says he paid a visit to the South Minneapolis High School to show his support. He said, I'm proud of what they did in keeping ICE off the campus. We don't need federal troops coming in here without warrants. Good for these people that stood up. They're teaching students that we have to be a country of law and a country of the Constitution. Go Teddies.
You know, I made another observation
still
too.
here?
I did. I made another observation, and I don't listen to the podcast of Garage Logic because I've been offended twice by the company that you work for. However, I do want to make an observation that, like Such always says, people are wearing pajamas. The attire has changed over the years since '69.
Yes, it has.
You know,
You still have your Letterman's jacket?
do what now?
Ventura said the killing was a tragedy, and he warned the United States, in his words, is fast becoming a third world country where the military does police work in cities. He said this is what happens in a dictatorship. He said, wake up, read your history of Germany, and start comparing tactics to what happened in the 1930s Germany to what is happening now.
Brett Weinstein, who we talked about before he was Brett Weinstein, before he
Evergreen College days,
he
way
was
back.
a professor at Evergreen in the state of Washington, and he stubbornly decided to hold his classes even though the day on campus had been proclaimed black only or something.
And it's we should bring up the fact that he, too, was a former progressive far left. Yeah.
Really a smart guy.
Very smart.
And I read something yesterday to the effect where he believes that what is happening in the United States now is all part of a controlled manipulation. And he's not a black helicopter guy. He seems like a sound human being. But he believes that there's something afoot, and we really don't know what it is.
And he's a guy that's firmly now, these days, the last few years, I guess since COVID, firmly ensconced in the very middle of the political argument.
Yeah, where I'm trying to be, and that's worthless because all I get is...
I'm never listening again.
Never listening again.
But what do you mean something is afoot with...
He thinks that somehow the American public is going to be manipulated into an obedience. What? He wasn't clear. I think we should try to get him on the air.
Just like Hitler.
Yep.
You know?
Martial law and stop elections, right? Is that what basically?
Maybe he was going in that direction. I don't know.
Yeah.
The U.S. never went to war with Vietnam.
The governor did tell me that he was in the Philippines when Marcos declared martial law and put federal agents on each corner, and that is what are we doing right now? We don't have martial law, but we're one step closer.
I did see that clip of him yesterday in front of the school saying that, yeah.
I think he just repeated on my phone call everything he said yesterday.
He did.
Get his talking points.
He had to flip the.
It's like when those celebrities do those round robin radio interviews.
Can't take enough of the time.
Why don't we take a quick break here from this news?
Wait a minute. Before we break away,
yeah.
I need a show of hands from you clowns. How many of you right this moment have a can of Deep Creep inside your home and or attached garage?
That would be me.
I do.
4 or 5 of us.
I do.
I have Seafoam. I don't have Deep Creep. I'm sorry, so man.
Kenny,
you have no knack.
I was
Scale.
cleaning out underneath the sink, just doing some quick cleaning, and I found a can of Deep Creep.
And that you obviously put there yourself years ago, just in case, to have it at the ready, correct?
No, I think my wife put it down there.
Of course she did. I knew the answer to that.
Damn it.
Before
Sorry.
I asked.
But it was there.
Thank you. At least there's one brilliant mind in your house. Thank you, Mick. Yeah, keep a can at the ready everywhere in your property, including in the house. Deep Creep, it works on everything. And I know I've brought this up before. I'm going to say it again. It works great on zippers. I just dug out a very old, I think from 1975, a Snowjet 2-piece snowmobile suit. Steel zippers on that thing. They were not moving.
Does it fit?
Little bit, huh?
Does it fit?
Are you kidding me? Jesus, no.
That zipper was working. Deep Creep was working overtime.
You need Deep Creep to crawl into that baby.
Well, a little bit of Deep Creep solved the zipper problem, but yeah, it's not going to fit. That's just another thing that Seafoam works on. Use it on hinges of your tractor, your car, your truck, your MG, your Triumph automobile, go-kart, whatever. Keep it in the shop. It prevents moisture, removes rust. It does everything. It's another miracle product from Seafoam. Deep Creep, an amazing product in a world of rust and corrosion. Our best friends from Seafoam and Deep Creep.
The earth is not your mother. The Joe Souchere Show.
Hofferman Water and Connecticut. I had to do the rare thing this morning. You know what that was?
What?
Add salt. Ooh. I haven't added salt in months, but I had to put a bag of salt in the old water softener. And that's what water conditioning will do.
What
the best water conditioning. Water. Why would you put in salt? But it will cut down on your salt usage, and that's the case with me with Hofferman Water and Connecticut. It's made an amazing difference in the quality of the water inside of my home. It will do that for you. And you know what? Whether it's a brand new drinking water system, a water softener, an iron, rust, and odor filtration system, it's all there for you. You can see it on their website, HoffermanWater.com. Every single water treatment system that they have to offer is available on their website. So get on that schedule. Book your appointment online or call them directly at 612-895-2440 or again, visit HoffermanWater.com. Hofferman Water has been proudly serving the state of Minnesota for over 50 years. Do me a favor and mention that you heard about them on the Garage Logic podcast. Johnny?
Thanks, Chris. Hiring dropped slightly in December, defying the Federal Reserve's effort to boost hiring with a recent series of interest rate cuts. According to today's jobs report, the reading fell short of economists' expectations, the U.S. adding 50,000 jobs in December, which marked a slight drop from the 64,000 jobs added the previous month. The fresh data comes 2 weeks after a blockbuster report on economic growth appeared to rebuke any worries about the wider economy. Hiring slowed sharply over the latter half of 2025, stoking some concern among some economists about a possible economic slowdown. President Trump declared Wednesday night that his power as commander-in-chief is constrained only by, quote, his own morality, brushing aside international law and other checks.
That's comforting.
And other checks on his ability to use military might to coerce nations around the world. He held a wide-ranging interview with the New York Times. He was asked if there were any limits on his global powers, and he said, yeah, there is one thing, my own morality, my own mind. It's the only thing that can stop me. I don't need international law. I'm not looking to hurt people. When pressed further about whether his administration needed to abide by international law, the president said, I do, but he made clear he would be the arbiter of when such constraints applied, saying, quote, it depends on what your definition of international law is.
Well, is there such a thing? There's no international policeman. Is there really an international law?
Not yet.
Oh.
President Trump meeting with oil execs at the White House today in hopes of securing $100 billion in investment to revive Venezuela's ability to fully tap into its expansive reserves of petroleum, a plan that rides on their comfort in making commitments in a country plagued by instability, inflation, and uncertainty. Since the U.S. military raid to capture former leader Nicolas Maduro on Saturday, the president has quickly pivoted to portraying the move as a newfound economic opportunity for the U.S., seizing 3 tankers carrying Venezuelan oil, saying the U.S. is taking over the sales of 30 to 50 million barrels of previously sanctioned oil and will be controlling sales worldwide indefinitely.
They must have had a lot of dinosaurs where Venezuela is.
Yeah.
Because that's what oil is. Dead dinosaurs and stuff like that. Leaves.
And you got my...
Sure it is.
You got my tidbit of information.
Was it
last week or the week before? That George Washington lived and died not knowing there were dinosaurs that roamed the earth.
Huh.
Because they hadn't discovered dinosaur bones yet.
That's pretty good.
New York parents would have access to free child care.
Wait, what else
That's
did you
legit.
learn? What else did you learn?
Where did you see this, in a comic
Rook,
strip? Or?
I got to tell you something today. You know that George Washington lived and died.
New York City parents would have access to free child care for their 2-year-olds under a plan unveiled yesterday by Governor Kathy Hochul and
Why
Mayor,
the hell not?
And Mayor Zoran Mamdani, the first step for the mayor in delivering on a signature campaign promise. 2 Democrats announcing the proposal at a celebratory event in Brooklyn a week after Mamdani was sworn in, marking an early political victory for Mamdani, who has faced questions over whether he'll have the state support needed to enact his ambitious, affordability-focused agenda. He said to those who think that the promises of a campaign cannot survive once confronted with realities, today is your answer.
I want free socks. I think that would be nice. I would like to wear a new pair of socks
Just
every day.
something simple.
You come up with your worthless trivia, I'll give you one. Jerry Lewis always wore a new pair of socks every day. I want free socks.
He could afford it.
I don't have free socks money.
Yeah.
It's Friday.
Look at, he's got Friday socks on.
Happy Friday. There's a Friday. Get it?
I think Mom Donnie should make sure that everybody in New York gets free socks.
All right, let's do it.
Peggy Joseph took her daughter out of school early Wednesday for this. Her emotions ran high following Obama's speech.
It was the most memorable time of my life. It was a touching moment. Why? Because I never thought this day would ever happen. I won't have to worry about putting gas in my car. I won't have to worry about paying my mortgage. If I help him, he's going to help me.
That's right, Peggy. You were way ahead of the curve.
So keep this in mind. It's the same BS that side of the aisle has been running on. That was 08.
Mm-hmm. I think it was all true.
Well,
except for the socks.
The proposed program will begin slowly, focusing first on high-need areas selected by the city, then expanding gradually over years until it becomes available across the city. The mayor says he expects it to cover around 2,000 children this fall, although he said it was not yet clear where the first seats could open up. Update to a story we had yesterday. For the first time in the International Space Station's history, NASA said it will cut short that crew mission after an astronaut experienced a medical situation. NASA Administrator Jared Isaacman said it's in the best interests of our astronauts to return Crew 11 ahead of their planned departure. They'll return to Earth in the coming days, he said, adding that the health and well-being of our astronauts is always and will be our highest priority. U.S. astronauts Zina Cardman and Mike Finke, alongside Japan's Kimiya Yu and Russia's Oleg Platonov, make up the SpaceX Crew 11 mission. Together, they've spent about 5 months aboard the ISS and had planned to stay until mid-February. The 4 crew members were conducting scientific research and were due to undertake a spacewalk this past Wednesday, the same day the crew member fell sick aboard the orbital complex. NASA initially said it was postponing the spacewalk while teams monitored the medical concern. The agency has not named the astronaut nor detailed the nature of the medical matter, but said it involved a single crew member.
It'd be fun to know how much birth control they have at that place. I mean, they must just have it in 5-gallon pails, right? Just tons of it.
Yes, Kenny, I'm sure that's... Okay, Kenny, I'm sure that's what they have.
While we're pausing, I we are fact-based, right? Correct?
Yes, sir.
Well,
Sometimes.
you wouldn't know it from the
Yeah,
email.
not all the time.
And am I allowed to disagree with you, the host and originator?
I really think you should be allowed to.
No, oil does not come from dead dinosaurs.
Oh.
It's a common myth, as fossil fuels originate from ancient microscopic marine life like algae and plankton buried under sediment in low oxygen environments, transformed by heat and pressure over millions of years, long before most dinosaurs existed.
Well, there were ocean versions of dinosaurs.
So you're going to stick with your story?
I'm not going to change it. I'm not going to change my story.
Rook, you'll know this. What was the TV show years ago where they were dinosaurs? It was a family of dinosaurs, remember? It was...
I'd be shocked if you
not
didn't
Land of
know
the
this.
Lost.
No.
It was
in the last
I think it was
20
just called Dinosaurs, Johnny.
Just dinosaurs?
Oh, it's Dinosaurs, where it was a family where there was just like a sitcom.
Correct,
Where the dad
yes.
would come home and be reading the newspaper.
Yes, and the best part of that show to me, I saw maybe 2 episodes, but all the kids and everybody had names of oil companies.
I never even got that.
See,
is
that's
funny.
must have been where I got it.
How high do you have to be to watch that show?
Oh, that show was great. In fact, the best part about
Did they
that
wear
show...
dinosaur costumes?
No, they were dinosaurs. They were just...
The ABC Dinosaur Show you're thinking of as Dinosaurs, a popular 90s sitcom by Jim Henson Productions.
Yeah.
Featuring the Sinclair family.
Yeah, Sinclair.
There you go. Yeah, that's the best part was the baby would sit in his high chair, and every time Dad walked in, he'd say, "Not the mama."
Not the mama.
Oh, my God.
Hey, what the hell were you doing?
that.
What were you doing on the Wednesday nights when that was on?
I wasn't watching
Playing
that.
tiddlywinks or putzing around with your MG?
Do you have the run from that show, Rook? What years was it, as long as you have it on your screen right there? I'm going to guess late 80s.
Final episode was 91 to 95.
91 to 95.
My God.
I always associate that with about the same time as Elf. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Those two
Yeah.
shows.
What'd you think of Elf, Joe?
I loved Elf.
Joe, I apologize for bringing it up.
John,
this
thank
is my
you.
fault. I'm sorry.
You can do this if you want.
You know what I'd like to mention, though?
Oh, I'm going down the rabbit hole.
No, not now.
No?
You know what else you can do, Joe?
What?
Let's talk about Masters Maples and mastersmaples.com. Rook, you already
I
have
got a question for you.
Talk to me,
about
Goose.
maple syrup.
Yep.
Does it improve with age? In other words, if you bought a bottle of Masters Maples and left it in the cupboard for 20 years, would it be better than it is today?
You know what? I will ask Ben that, but I do know if you leave it if you've opened it and leave it in the fridge. I mean, I've got a couple of bottles that have been there forever.
Yeah.
I
It's
don't
still
know
good.
if it's like honey. Honey is what you're thinking of. You can leave it forever.
I really wasn't thinking of honey.
But I don't know if it's
I was
pure.
thinking of
That's
syrup.
a good question for pure maple syrup.
100% pure Minnesota maple syrup. And you can see for yourself online at mastersmaples.com, a product that is also available at all of your Fratelloni's Hardware and Garden Stores locations. So I'm going to get the big, thick cut bacon this weekend. It's a big basketball weekend in the Reavers household.
Oh, do you do the sugar powder or do you do the?
I go straight syrup.
Okay.
I go straight syrup
All right.
over the
Don't
bacon.
cook it too long then.
Nope. Sweet and savory seasonings and rubs are also a fan favorite, and the 100% pure maple sugar for all of those bakers in your life. But again, see it for yourself and place your order online today at mastersmaples.com, and you can taste the difference. God, stop it.
I had a talk with a friend of mine who got a new knee about 8 weeks ago.
Okay, how's he doing?
And he said the first 2 or 3 weeks were pretty bad.
Yes, I would go along with that, but guess what? I'm mobile. I'm covering a Gopher game tonight. I'm driving around.
All right.
I was over at the U yesterday, walked 4 or 5 blocks.
You got to watch the ice, though, man. Don't fall down on the ice.
Oh, I'm taking those little teeny baby steps out to get the garbage in back today.
Yeah.
The driveway is a little slick here. So.
But here's the kicker, which it sounds like you're going to avoid. He said if you don't move, then they put you under again, and they manipulate the knee, and you don't want that. It sounds to me like you've avoided that.
I believe I have. When you're a lifelong athlete, I think it helps.
Yeah.
And I've observed a lot of athletes.
That C squad at St. Gabriel sets you up for success.
That's right. That's right. It was, noted base stealer and point guard. And
Pat, here's what we can hope for: that Indiana, Oregon is as good as last night's game. Miami and Ole Miss.
That was pretty good.
Pretty good.
I do like the way they brushed off the mugging in the end zone on the last play. However, there was a little contact here. Well, he did have his hand in his face mask,
dragging him to the ground.
And in college, you don't have to put the ball at the one. It's only a 15-yard penalty, so they would have still had to make a play. But that Miami coach is a little wired up, isn't he?
Boy, is he ever.
I forgot that he used to play for the Hurricanes back in the day. I forgot that he was a player.
Yeah. He got fired at Florida International or something a few years ago. Some little nothing school that they brought him in because he wanted the Miami job and he didn't get it, and he became kind of a martyr down there, and they hired him, and then I think they fired him. He only lasted about 4 years there, but the other guy I think is a great guy. The guy who's replacing
I do too,
man, Kiffin. Yeah, he's just an old football coach, and that he is going to continue to coach the defense next year while he's the head coach of that team.
Really?
I guess he doesn't trust anybody else or something. But
now, tonight's called the Peach Bowl, which means it's in Atlanta, I imagine.
In Atlanta,
indoors, unfortunately. Do you like Indiana?
I think I do because Oregon, really did not look good offensively at all in the first. Now Texas Tech has a hell of a defense, I guess, but they didn't really do much. Their quarterback's great, but I do kind of like it. I got a thing though. If you got the semifinals, right?
Yeah.
And you know where you're gonna go. You got the Phoenix, and then you got yourself the Peach Bowl.
Right.
So why don't they wait till what the semifinal matchups are before they decide what teams to send there, right?
Yeah.
So if you got an Oregon, if you got Oregon playing Indiana, that should be the Fiesta Bowl, right? And the Peach Bowl should have been Miami and the other team, right there next to Miami.
What was Miami's victory? A semifinal?
Yeah.
But
they're in the final.
That's their third win of the playoff.
They're in the final.
Yes.
Yes, yeah. They were the one. Here's what selection.
How many more semifinal games are there
tonight?
One. Dude, semifinals is 2, Joe. That's 2. I know math is never your never your strength. But no wonder you got out of sport right.
So tonight's winner plays Miami for the national title
in
Miami.
Now, I have been in the national championship game in Miami when it turned out it was just the Orange Bowl between Nebraska and Miami. But that was way back in '84. That might be the best football game I ever saw in my life when Miami upset that fantastic Nebraska team that had edged our Gophers 84-13. So that team,
those were a couple of honest programs back in the day, right, Pat? Nebraska and Miami in about the mid-'80s?
Yeah, I think they knew about NIL before it was fashionable.
Early weather excitement. Green Bay at Chicago tomorrow night, and snow is in the forecast.
Oh, really?
I don't know if it'll come bear out, but that's what they're calling it.
Now, I was talking to the Purple Daily crew today, and supposedly LaFleur's in a little trouble. He might get fired if they get beat. Is that true?
I have no idea.
The Green Bay coach, supposedly, that's they're a little down on him down there because this season, it's not his fault. Micah Parsons.
I was just going to say, everyone's hurt.
Yeah, he got half his team. That has something to do with it. So, but anyway, that's. I'll say one thing. I'm not the world's biggest college football fan, but starting with the quarterfinals, it's been pretty good.
Oh, they've been great games.
Yeah, last week you had all the right win, all the teams you wanted to see win. Now you know who had mixed emotions last night? Lane Kiffin.
Mm-hmm.
Lane Kiffin, left for LSU, so he certainly doesn't want to see Ole Miss win the championship without him, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he got $250,000 from LSU when Ole Miss won the first game. And he got $500,000 from LSU when Ole Miss won the second game because part of his contract was they'd pay him the bonuses that he was going to get at LSU.
Nice.
And I think last night would have been worth $750,000.
Nice.
So, did he want $750,000 or did he want the humiliation of seeing Ole Miss continue on to the national championship game?
I'll take the $750,000.
Yeah,
I like that Trinidad Tobago guy.
Yeah, right.
Quarterback.
You know where he played college football, sir?
D2
Ferris
someplace.
State.
Yeah.
Ferris State, Division II. And he won a couple of championships there. Mankato, Reavers, your boys Mankato have had to play them three times.
Yeah, I went to a couple Mavs games, but I don't think I went when they played Ferris State.
I remember when Ferris State beat one of the real good teams. I covered it down there, and that was kind of like when Ferris State was starting to pop up and be a power, and now they're the big power. But yeah, he's from there. And isn't it nice to see young Carson Beck win the championship in his 7th college season?
Young Carson.
See, Sandy Stevens would still be playing for the Gophers if it was the modern rules.
Hey, you're wild. Beat the hated Kraken last night in overtime.
Yeah. What happened? I fell asleep in the second period. We had a nice, comfortable 2-0 lead. How do we end up in overtime?
I forgot it was on.
Okay. I was watching it, but I was snoozing on the couch. So, anyway.
Well, lad, I'm excited that you'll be here Monday driving yourself in.
Well, it's been fantastic. It's the last Sunday, a week ago, I went to there was a young man who did the rehab on me, and he damn near killed me.
Yeah.
And I thought I would, rather have the leg amputated than do that again. And then by Sunday or Monday, I was driving and feeling pretty good. So I'm walking around. But as you say, the next step could always be your last with this ice.
Right. So, it's terrible. Anyway. All right, I'll see you Monday.
Yeah, make sure you watch out for that ice all weekend.
Yeah, well, there's varieties of ice, and some of them more dangerous than others.
Yeah.
You got
varieties
I have
of
been
ice.
warned. I have been warned by my other employees to. I had a very funny Christy Nome tweet that some people didn't quite agree with, and I've been told that's enough of that. So.
Well, let me also just tell you, with your darker complexion, I'd be carrying your papers with you. Okay,
keep those papers at the ready.
It's the winter, so I'm pretty white in the winter. But if it's tool season, I could be in trouble.
Was it the cowboy Christy Nome you treated about, or the winterized Christy Nome?
I said, okay, I'll say it. I said Christy Nome would have to get a lot smarter to be a moron.
Yeah.
That's what I said. Yeah. So
what's wrong with that?
Get a knock on the door.
Probably no reaction to that at all on Twitter, huh?
That's what people say after my traffic reports.
Well, I did get some responses on that, suggesting that perhaps I like men better than women.
And go either way.
Yeah.
I'm slightly overweight, and then my heterosexual urges aren't as strong as I thought. So anyway,
thank you very much.
Goodbye.
See you later.
Goodbye. Did you know that Walls is threatening a civil war? I didn't know that.
North and south, east or west? What are we?
Yeah,
So
how do you do it?
dated.
Metro and outstate.
Yeah, what are we?
This was dated Wednesday. He called a press conference in which he threatened civil war. It was one of the most extraordinary performances by an American political leader since the Confederacy. The Confederates seceded in 1861. Walz said that he had put the Minnesota National Guard on official notice of potential deployment to fight ICE, federal law enforcement.
Geez, you'd think he'd just tell people, don't. Unfortunately, we lost a life already. Stay away.
This is from John Hinderaker in The American Experiment. We've never seen anything like it, not just in Minnesota, but anywhere since the Civil War. A governor threatening to call out the National Guard to forcibly resist federal authority and prevent the enforcement of our national laws. George Wallace didn't do that. Ross Barnett didn't do that. Walz cannot seriously think that the Minnesota National Guard can militarily resist federal authority. I suppose Walz would backtrack and say what he meant was that the National Guard would call them to establish order in the streets if rioting broke out. But he certainly found their phone number real quick this time, didn't he?
We had a long conversation about that. Jay Coles and I did on Wednesday's edition of the Krabby Coffee Shop on the Garage Logic Network.
I had a dream about Coles. I called him because I had a great big bucket of used golf balls and I wanted to know if he wanted them. But he said he was sick and couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah, he's not feeling well right now.
I mean, that might. Play. I don't understand any more of the dreams I have. I can't even put that one together.
Where does he play?
I don't even know if he does.
He doesn't.
No.
That's the perfect crime.
Only because they come to us all the way from the Traveling Lymans in Kaiwaka, New Zealand. Kaiwaka, New Zealand.
Kaiwaka.
On this day.
Joe, today is January 9th.
Well, on this day in 1840, Wisconsin Territory formed St. Croix County in the area between the Mississippi and St. Croix rivers. Dakota, a town platted by Joseph R. Brown and now part of Stillwater, was the county seat. Well, this is sports related. On this day,
Jan 9.
1977.
Jan 9th,
what happened?
Oh, is this when our last appearance in the Super Bowl?
Yep, and it was the fourth Super Bowl appearance in 8 years. I was there.
They won that one, right?
No.
I was at a roller rink. That was the Raiders, right?
I think we were in Pasadena.
Yeah, that was with the Raiders.
The Vikings lost to the Raiders 32-14.
You know, I am not a young man.
Okay.
Keep this in mind. I haven't been alive to see the Vikings in a Super Bowl. That was before I was born.
Isn't that something?
Holy cow.
Wow.
On this day in sports disappointment history.
Gabe wasn't born then either yet. January 9th.
1977. We just did it. They lost the Super Bowl. That was Super Bowl number 11.
In 77 it was?
So in the first 11, the Vikings were in 4 of them.
Holy cow, that's a great point. And you're right, John. They did not win any of those.
Oh, they did. I was just going to say, which one did they win?
None
I've been alive for all of them. 70, 74, 75, and 77.
What year did we get screwed when Drew Pearson pushed off and we didn't go to the Super Bowl? What year? Was that 75?
Yeah.
I believe that was 70.
So we could have been in 5 of the 11 Super Bowls.
On this day.
Probably would have lost that one, too.
On this day.
Jan 9.
In 1994, the Vikings lost a wild card game to the Giants 17-10. On this day.
Jan 9.
Well, you type in Drew Pearson, and the second one that comes up, Drew Pearson pushed off.
Damn right he did.
On this day.
Jan 9.
In 2005, Randy Moss mooned Green Bay.
What's that?
He mooned them.
That is disgusting.
Was that in Green Bay?
Yes.
In Green Bay, yes.
Now, what was that? That had to be a playoff game.
It was. It was a wild card game.
Did the Vikings win it?
They did.
Mm-hmm.
But the only thing in sports history is the moon.
Well, didn't he get fined a pretty significant amount? Yeah.
I think he did. Yeah. He's a character.
He's actually extremely good on TV.
The party told you to reject the evidence of your eyes and ears. It was their final, most essential command.
Oh, that thing would be so called today, that Pearson call.
Okay.
I'm just watching the video right now.
50.
That would have taken them to the 76 Super Bowl.
And we would have lost to
Which would have
Pittsburgh.
given them four consecutive.
Wasn't that the Army and Terzian game, too? The throwing of the bottle?
Yeah, that's what caused the fan,
Thank you, GL.
Hey, do us a favor. Smash that like button and hit subscribe on the Garage Logic YouTube channel. Man, oh man, that YouTube channel's on fire right now. And you can watch the show each and every single day starting right around noon. You can also see full segments, video shorts, behind-the-scenes footage. It's all there for you. Just search Garage Logic on YouTube, along with all of our social media channels, which includes Facebook, Instagram, and X. And also, what am I forgetting? Oh, sign up for the Daily Logician. That email comes to your inbox. Go to garagelogic.com and upgrade to a town council membership where you could be the GLer of the week, brought to us by our friends at Masters Maples and mastersmaples.com. It is time once again that we check in with our guy, Mr. Money Talk. Josh Arnold is with us once again right here in Garage Logic. And now is the time for you to do the same. So do not delay. Do exactly what I did and pick up that phone and dial 952-925-5608. That number once again is 952-925-5608. When you call that number, you're going to get Josh, and he is there for you for that free, yes, I use the word free, 48-minute financial consultation with absolutely zero obligation. And he will always give you the straight talk. He will never give you the sugar-coated advice, and he is on the line with us once again right here in Garage Logic. And boy, Josh, you were just telling me that consumer confidence, it's up a little bit right now.
It's very interesting with consumer confidence numbers because they come out, Chris, at the University of Michigan. And usually we'll say during football season when these numbers come out, if the University of Michigan Wolverines are doing well, the confidence numbers are up. And if the Michigan Wolverines are not doing so well, the confidence numbers are down. I'm being somewhat facetious here, but just one of those asides that I have found based on how somebody's or a state's sports teams are doing. And we've talked a lot about sports and their impact not only on the market but also on one of my areas of focus, which are leisure-related businesses. And with consumer confidence numbers up, you can possibly see consumer spending moving up, which would be a big boost for the economy. Now, why would consumer spending be up? Well, it's not across all, we'll say, income demographics, but it is, we'll say, broadening out. You can see that when Walmart had reported their earnings. You could see that even with Costco reporting their earnings, even though subscriptions to Costco hadn't risen enough. You could definitely see that with Amazon's retail sales moving up. And just a quick aside on Amazon, they have a deal with Novo Nordisk, which was announced to sell Novo Nordisk's new Wegovy weight loss pill. Well, that's another reason we'll say to go to Amazon Pharmacy. But consumers have been, we'll say, spending, and maybe spending in places that you might not necessarily think of, but still spending nonetheless. Could be on spending on experiences, such as going to concerts, which would be a benefit to a company like Live Nation. Live Nation does have some issues because of their ownership stake in Ticketmaster. You could see that from attendance recently at Ultimate Fighting or Worldwide Entertainment that's owned by TKO. To some extent, you could even see that in attendance, even though it's very, 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 very expensive at Disney parks, or participation in the cruise lines. So, as well as increases we've seen in hotel stays, which have benefited companies like Hilton and Marriott, not to mention, of course, benefiting companies like Booking.com and Expedia. So having a strong is definitely a plus. And the other plus, of course, is going to be, in terms of consumer behavior, is the fact that the price of oil is down and could continue to go down as well going forward. I would, however, still be a little bit cautious on investing in oil companies right now, because if the price of oil stays down, and with the president encouraging drilling, their spending is definitely going to go up, and that could hurt their margins and bottom line. But fact remains, consumers are still consuming. That is a plus for the economy and could be a nice plus for the market. We'll talk more about that next week. In the meantime, Chris, good luck to your son with his upcoming surgery, and have a good weekend.
Thank you so much for the kind words and also the straight talk and never sugar-coated advice, Mr. Money Talk. You heard him, GLers. Now is the time for you to pick up the phone and make the call for that free 48-minute financial consultation with absolutely zero obligation. And you do that just like I did by dialing 952-925-5608. Josh, once again, thank you so much for the time and the chat. Enjoy your time in the warm weather, and we'll talk to you again next week.
That we will do.
Sounds
Thanks,
good.
Chris.
See you, Josh.
Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant LLC, a security investment advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice.
Chris Reavers is a paid endorsed